Well, hello. Happy quarantine. How's everybody doing? Happy lockdown, self-isolating, whatever you want to call it. Um, First of all, I just finished filming a husband does my makeup video. So that's what this is all about. I just decided to roll with it. So, I'm finally gonna do a Degrassi video for you. I'm terribly sorry for the delay. I don't really know why I've been not doing them. I guess maybe because watch alongs are the only thing that really seem like the most useful Degrassi content to put out, and I guess it just takes a lot of time and energy, honestly, to film and edit. So I'm going to try to insert less screenshots. It's like I can't get one of these videos out with less than 100 screenshots. So I'm going to try to really maybe only do one screenshot per scene. We'll see. So anyway, we're going to continue where I left off about 7 months ago, watching Degrassi High Season 1, Episode 1, Part 2. A New Start, Part 2. I'm trying to be a little quiet because my husband is recording some music a few rooms away. Finally, after about 5 weeks into quarantine, I am sitting down and I am doing this for you guys. And trying to get my stuff together now. Alright, so I guess that's all we need to say. Let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be another watch along format just for the sake of time. So I'm going to be watching live on mute and giving my live commentary. So as soon as my coffee's done brewing, we're going to hit play. Sorry, I hope the lighting doesn't suck. You can hear my husband singing, can't you? Whatever. I'm doing my best. We're going to skip the theme song and I'm going to start talking after the theme song is over because this last week on Degrassi High is taking way too long. I'm just going to let it play and I guess fill you in on what has been happening in part 1. And that was that everyone started Degrassi High. The Niners are starting to get hazed, and Erica is going through some pregnancy scares. And yeah, as we have kicked off this episode, we have seen that she is in fact pregnant. For sure. Okay, now we are getting into it. We're outside Degrassi High. Spike's pulling up with Emma. Pulling up with the stroller, that is. Oh, and then Liz, of course. The dad, apparently. And then Erica, she's dressing more and more depressed. Like Stephanie Gay when she was depressed. Anyway, and she just comes up and she's staring at Emma and just trying to imagine what this is really like. Meanwhile, Spike's complaining about her life. And Liz is letting Heather dote on Emma just for a few minutes. Oh yeah, and Erica asks Spike, isn't it awful being pregnant? And Spike's like, yeah, it's horrible. All of this is horrible. My life is horrible. And then Erica's like, okay. Anyway, so then Liz is like, come on, let's go. Because Liz doesn't like Spike talking to anyone for more than a few seconds. And then Erica is like, or Heather's like, Erica, why did you ask her that question? You know that she doesn't need to be reminded of how terrible her life is. Anyway, now we're at Mr. Wallfish's class. He's asking questions about a book. Nobody cares. Erica's in the first row and definitely distracted and sad. Wallfish is like, has anyone actually read this book? And everyone raises their hand like, yeah, we just don't care. Wallfish is like, I want you guys to participate in this class, so let's talk about something else. I know, politics. That's so funny. I had a professor in college who liked to do that. He liked to get people fighting in class. It was really weird. It was very stressful. Anyway, so Erica raises her hand. She's like, how about abortion? Because I guess she wants to see, what do people really think? And So Heather raises her hand and says, abortion is murder. And Lucy's like, girl, no, it's not. Because it's not even alive. And then Liz is like, you're wrong. Abortion is murder. Babies have rights. And then Lucy's like, it's not a baby, bro. And then Heather's like, well, at our church, it's wrong. And then LD is like, how come church gets to have a say in it? And then Tim is like, well, you can just adopt out the babies instead of aborting them. And then Lucy's like, well, women aren't baby factories. And then Liz is just getting more and more visibly angry. And Erica is just kind of like, I don't think that was helpful, basically. Because Erica's looking more confused. And Spike is like, Liz is like, tell him. And Spike's like, look, I don't have a comment. Like, I don't know what's best for everyone else. And everybody's just kind of voicing their opinion. And Heather said, we know a lady who had an abortion and it messed her up forever. And then Liz is just like, calling abortion havers killers. And I hate Liz. Anyway, so the debate continues. Somehow Michelle pops out with these statistics, these like numbers she has just memorized. Like, there's a heartbeat in 24 days. Wow, that's good information to store in your mind, Michelle. Where'd you get that from? So annoying. She's the pamphlet of the episode. Anyway, so everybody's fighting. Erica's just kind of like staring off into space. And basically that didn't help resolve anything. But at the same time, she did get to hear like two sides of the argument. So if initially she thought that everyone was against it, she got to hear some arguments for it. The bell rings and class lets out. I hate Liz. She needs to keep her nose in her own business. If she doesn't want to have an abortion, she doesn't have to have one. So everyone's exiting kind of huffy puffy, wound up about abortion, and it's so funny that it's like 25 years later and it's still the same now. So then out in the hall, Spike and Liz fight with Lucy and LD a little bit. Pro-choice versus anti-choice. And then Heather is like, Erica, why didn't you contribute? And Erica's just like, whatever, walks away. And Heather's like, where are you going? And Erica says, I've got stuff to do. Now, we're here with Simon. He's on that magazine, you know, he's the dude, he's a model. And Simon is signing a whole bunch of magazine ads for all these upperclassmen girls. And Alexa and Michelle are in the back with face paint because they're tinners, and just watching Simon be drooled all over. Alexa decides she's had enough, pushes the girls away, gives Simon her promise ring, says, I'm giving you your freedom, and then runs off. I miss Alexa so much. Now we're outside. I've been there. Now we're outside the abortion clinic, and there are all these protesters walking in circles with signs saying, stop the slaughter, stop killing the unborn, abortion's murder, blah, blah, blah. And Erica walks up and is just looking at all of them, trying to figure out how she can get through. And this scary old lady with a beret on, don't trust anyone with a beret, is asking her in a creepy, creepy voice if she's going in there. Don't go in there. Someone else is like, how old are you? How old are you? Erica's like, I'm 16. Everyone's like, oh my God, no, stop. We want to help you. Don't go in there. Listen to us. You might have not been born if your mom had an abortion. Blah, blah, blah. And then the beret lady shows her that creepy little plastic fetus thing. And it's like, don't do it, don't kill your baby. And Erica screams and runs in there, and this really nice abortion lady helps her inside and says, you're safe now. Anyway, she's like, let me take your coat or whatever. Erica's like, it's fine. And she has a seat in the waiting room. You can tell it's a very small space. She sits next to this other girl who looks pretty worried too. And the front desk lady sits down, and Erica's like, I want to talk to someone about an abortion. Okay, and now we are in the freaking, what is this, computer lab? Back at Degrassi High, very high tech. And Caitlin and Maya walk out because class has just been dismissed. Claude is like, "Hi, Caitlin. My name is Claude." And Caitlin's like, "Oh, I'm Caitlin." And Claude is like, "Okay, well, bye." And then Caitlin's like, "Bye." I have to comment, I hate the color she's wearing. I hate that color so much. Not just her, but in general. Okay, now we have another beret. Arthur and Yick have come out, and Yick's like, "You want to go to the mall?" And Arthur's like, "Nah, I'm going to get my mom to buy me a computer instead." And then Yick is clearly pissed off. And Arthur's like, "What's wrong?" And Yick's like, "You're a jerk now because you're rich." And then Arthur walks away with his pleated pants and his beret. Erica's talking to this other lady about what an abortion is like. The lady is talking about how they be sticking a vacuum up in there and suck it out. And Erica's like, "Does it hurt?" And the lady's like, "Nah, you might feel kind of weak, but you'll be fine in a few minutes, blah, blah, blah." Oh, and she says, "And you need someone to come with you to help you get back home." And Erica's like, "Will I be different?" And the lady's like, "Nah, my cat ruins everything." And then Erica's like, "Well, can I still have kids if I get one now?" And the lady's like, "Yeah, girl." And the lady's like, "We want you to be comfortable with your options. It's best if you talk to your parents first." And Erica's like, "Nah." This is like a very kind of educational segment, really. This is kind of pamphlet-y too. Not that I don't love edutainment. Okay, now we're back in the halls of Degrassi High. We're seeing a few of the Niners running around with shaving cream all over them. All right, so Snake meets up with Joey and Wheels. Snake is like, "So this just leaves Joey to be initiated." And he and Wheels are like, "I wonder what they're gonna do to you. Like, they could put your head in the toilet. They could make you eat live worms." And Joey's like, "Whatever. I'm not scared." And there's Bartholomew with his yellow suitcase and shaving cream all over. Okay, Joey's just waltzing down the hall, and suddenly he sees Dwayne, Tabby, and Nick, and he just bolts. And they start chasing him, and he ducks into the girls' room, and they run by, and they can't find him. So he has evaded them once more, but how long are you going to do this, Joey? Now we are back at Heather and Erica's house. And Erica's laying on the bed reading something. And Heather's like, "Where'd you go? You skipped class. You're in trouble." And Erica's like, "I was at the mall." And Heather's like, "No, you weren't." And then Erica's like, "You promise you won't tell?" Heather's like, "Of course." Erica gets up and closes the door. Erica's like, "I am pregnant." And Heather's like, "What do you mean? What about your test?" And Erica's like, "I lied about the second one. And I had a test done at the clinic. And I've made an appointment to have an abortion." And Heather's like, "No, you're not." And Erica's like, "I have to." "Are you leaving?" And Heather's like, "Put up for adoption." And Erica's like, I can't get to the point where it's born." And then Heather's like, "Well, what about Jason?" And Erica's like, "Jason has nothing to do with this." And then Heather's like, "You gotta tell mom and dad." And Erica's like, "No, I don't. I got money." And then Heather's like, "Don't you want to have kids?" And Erica's like, "Yeah, but later." Oh, and then Heather's like, "You're gonna kill your baby." And Erica's like, "You don't know what this is like." And Heather's like, "I know it's wrong." And Erica's like, "Well, maybe it is, but I don't care." I support you, Erica. And she starts kind of like breaking into tears and begging Heather to come with. And Heather's like, "No." And then Erica just starts pleading with her. And Heather's like, "No." And she runs out of the room. And Erica's like, "But there's protesters. I'm too scared to go alone. Please, please." And Heather runs all the way out of the room. And then Erica's in there all alone, and it's really sad. And she's crying on the bed, and she's hugging her little stuffed animal. And it's really sad. Okay, now we're back at Degrassi High. Running into the science lab is Alexa, complete with shoulder pads, and Simon is chasing after her like, come on, forgive me, those scrolls don't mean anything. And Alexa's like, I don't want to hear it. Then Simon's like, you're the one I like. And Alexa's like, really? And he's like, yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. And just kind of like stumbling over his words like usual. But then he puts the ring back on Alexa's finger, and then they start kissing in class. Now Joey's walking around in the halls, and Dwayne grabs him, yanks him into a classroom, and it is time to get initiated. But now we're back in, what is this, Wallfish's class? Erica's already sitting in the front row, and Heather comes in and just kind of sits next to her but ignores her because things are tense right now. And Wallfish just wants to talk about Lord of the Flies when meanwhile, like, life-changing things are happening right now. Now we're on the ramp, and Joey is being forced to roll a banana up the ramp with his nose while wearing pantyhose on his head and tidy whities on the outside of his pants. And I think he has a bra on too. Oh, but then Raditch catches them, so Nick and Tabby and Dwayne bolt. And Joey doesn't even notice. Joey's still rolling that banana, talking about how his dad's a cop. Suddenly, he sees Raditch's feet. Raditch is staring down at him unapprovingly. And Joey climbs to his feet, and he's, oh yeah, he didn't know that Raditch moved to Degrassi High. So he's like, what are you doing here? And Raditch is like, I'm your vice principal. And yanks the pantyhose off his head and takes him to the office. Which is, you know, I don't really know why anyone would be in trouble for being initiated. But, you know, any chance that they can get Joey in trouble, I support. Okay, now we're back in Wallfish's class. Still talking about Lord of the Flies, and Heather and Erica are still at odds. Class lets out. Heather and Erica's hair looks beautiful. Erica gets up, and I think she's going to her abortion now, and she kind of like gives Heather one last look. Like, you gonna come with me? And Heather doesn't move, so Erica walks off. But then Heather jumps up and, like, kind of rushes off. So we're at Spike's locker now. She's hairspraying her hair. And Heather comes up and she's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And Spike is just kind of like, what? Like, I don't know. She didn't seem happy to see Heather. Anyway, so Heather's like, did you ever think about having an abortion? And Spike's like, yeah. And Heather's like, but you didn't because it's wrong. And Spike's like, yeah. And then Heather's like, well, I know someone who's going to have an abortion today. I tried to talk her out of it, but she just won't listen. She might listen to you. You're a mom. And then Spike's like, having an abortion was wrong for me. Maybe she feels it's right for her. And Spike said, it was my choice not to have one. And then Heather's like, she's choosing something wrong. And Spike's like, maybe, but maybe not. I mean, it's great to have high ideals and stuff, but when you're in that situation, right and wrong, they can get really complicated. Now we're back on Gerard Street at the abortion clinic. The protesters are still out there yelling, stop killing babies. We can't let this continue. Abortion is murder. Why don't you guys adopt some kids then? So, and then Heather comes around the corner like, Erica, I'm not gonna cry, and runs up like, I'm coming with you. She said, are you sure you don't want to have the baby? And Erica's like, yeah, girl. And then Heather's basically like, I don't believe in what you're doing, but you're my sister and I love you and I'm coming with you. And it's so wonderful and sweet. And everyone should just watch this. When was this? 1989? How long ago was that? 30 years? Everyone should watch this. Even 30 years later. And then Erica's like, are you ready? And Heather's like, never. Let's go. Oh my god, and that's the end. Freeze frame. Okay. That ended faster than I thought. Whew. I don't know what I thought was happening next. But, okay, we did it. I did it, you guys. I did a watch along with you. I love this episode. I love Erica. I love this topic. And I made it through without crying as well. That was good. Good job, me. I have been meaning to do a video on what my favorite episodes are. I made that list a long time ago, so maybe I'll make that kind of soon. But I just kind of got tired of the videos I had been doing, like my favorite Degrassi characters or whatever. And I don't know. I've got to find out how to fit this back into my life, because I feel like it doesn't really mesh with any of my other content here on YouTube, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. I can do whatever I want. Or I could start putting these on IGTV on my Degrassi Instagram. So, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Just know, like, even if I take like a 6-month break, I don't intend on stopping the Degrassi content. I hope you enjoyed my beautiful makeup. And don't forget to, if you came here through some other way, don't forget to check me out on, I'm a .com now, broomheadz.com with a Z. And check me out on Instagram at broomheadz. See you next time!